Hello, and welcome once again to Life That Matters. My name is Dr. Sharon Norris Elliott.
And I'm Lady Laura Simon.
And here we are again. Thank you, watchers. What is that?
Yes,
Our
viewers.
audience, our viewers who are here every week. We love you. We thank you for coming back and for spreading the word. If this is your first time with us, I promise you it will not be your last.
We hope so.
Yeah,
we hope it's not your last.
hope not. We sit here and we talk about just life as believers.
Life as believers.
Life as believers.
Yeah.
You know, and our lives matter to God.
And
our
your
lives
life matter to God.
That's right. Yours. We matter to each other. We just
Mm-hmm.
love all that stuff. Okay, so now, this week,
Crippling.
what do you call it?
Crippling.
Yeah, I had surgery on my hand because of something. There's a sheath that wasn't doing whatever it was supposed to do. It's too much. But it only took the doctor like 20 minutes. And I was back awake.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And so I can make a fist now, you know, and I'm getting ready to get better. But I had to put some bling.
I see that. You've got a bracelet on the bandage.
Little bling on the bandage. So I knew I had to explain that to y'all.
Yes. Thank you for doing that.
And we were talking just before we started, just about mystery pain.
Mystery pain?
Yeah, just as we, as the calendar moves along. Yeah.
As the calendar moves along.
Yeah, just stuff.
Wow.
Just stuff.
Aches and pains just happen.
Just happened. And so that's what brought me to today's and next week's topic. Because there are just things that come up. Sometimes it's things we do. Usually it might be things we do. But things that cause disappointment.
Disappointment.
Or we didn't want it to go that way. You know, those kinds of things in life. Right? And there's a scripture that says that the same stuff happens to the just
and the unjust. Yep, it rains on the just and the unjust.
Okay. And you know, we cannot get away from, here's the word, the vicissitudes of life.
Oh, she's showing us how smart she is today.
I spent a whole lot of money for that education.
I know, and you spent a whole lot of time practicing that word, vicissitude. Okay.
We, just as believers, we cannot get away from the things that happen to everybody else.
Oh, no. Whatever happens to everybody's happened to everybody.
Yeah.
It's going to happen to us.
And we just think sometimes that, okay, well, I accepted Christ into my heart, and now life is just supposed to be easy.
No.
No?
That's not how it works.
So what's the point?
Well, there's a point.
There is.
There is a point.
The bottom line point is God is who God is. And we remain responsible.
We remain responsible.
To Him.
To Him.
To live this life in such a way that He gets the glory.
That He's pleased and He gets the glory.
Right. So no matter what we go through, I see now at the age I'm at that God has allowed me to live through things so that I can minister, or that's a big Christian word for, I can be an example. I can talk to somebody who's going through it.
You can share with others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can see, oh, wait, if you can make it, right? Maybe I can make it. Yeah.
Maybe.
And you can. You can. So we're going to look at some people in the Bible today who responded to their disappointments or their backsliding or their pains, their full out sin. They responded in different ways and in the ways that we still do. And we can learn and see some things about responding that way.
Boy, oh boy, can we.
You know, isn't it interesting that God shared the shortcomings of His people with us in the Bible? I don't think if I was writing about my family, I would put all the negative stuff because, I want to show them in the best possible light. But But God didn't do that. In the Bible, you all need to read the Bible.
Yeah, because you can't make stuff up.
No.
You can't make that stuff up.
There's some stuff in here.
That's pretty ferocious.
Man. And so we're going to look at some of the people in the Bible who made mistakes or who did what they shouldn't have done or who ran up upon situations they weren't expecting. And then their responses turned out to be not so great. Let's just say not so great.
That's a nice phrase, not so great.
And here's the good thing. If we could read about them and learn from them in advance, then perhaps some of those vicissitudes, like some of those things that happen to us, we already can know how to behave.
Say that word again.
Vicissitudes. Want me to spell it?
No.
Okay. Good, because I might mess that up.
Yeah, we are going to leave that alone.
Well enough alone.
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
Lady Laura and her husband, Tony Simon.
Yes, Tony Simon.
Because I should call him Reverend Simon like I'm supposed to, but I don't because he's a friend. But they have a FaceTime show?
Yeah, a Bible study, like a podcast. Well, it is now going to be a podcast because we've got the microphones. We've changed the whole format, and so that's our next step. That's where we're going.
We got the lowdown.
Yes. So,
okay.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming.
But they've been doing this Bible study online, right?
Since the pandemic.
Yeah, and they just did something on the first
family. Last night. It is amazing. I don't know if you out there know that there are a lot of times on this show that the day before, Tony and I have talked about what we're talking about today.
Yep. And I have not talked to them nor watched their show.
Right. So this is a God moment.
Yes. And so it must be something that somebody needs.
Yeah. God wants us to share it, wants to talk about it, and somebody definitely needs to hear about this.
Yeah. And so the title of our shows for this week and for next week is Fess Up.
Fess Up.
It's just time to fess up.
It's just time to tell it. Just tell it.
So we did not eavesdrop on any of your conversations.
We did not.
I didn't eavesdrop on her. She didn't eavesdrop on mine.
No, I did not.
But we are eavesdropping.
We are eavesdropping.
On what's happening in the Word, and we can learn.
We can learn.
From the Bible. So we're going to start with the very first family who needed to fess up. And that was, drum roll please, of course, good old
Adam
and Eve. Okay. So we know the story.
Yes, we know the story. But you know what? There was last night, and this is one of the disappointments that we can talk about.
Okay.
There was an aha moment last night.
Love it.
Okay?
Okay.
And when I tell you this, you might already know it. But, we know the story of Adam and Eve. We think we know that, okay? So the serpent was the most conniving of the wild animals and it doesn't even matter in what version, because Sharon likes to get on me about the translations, the version. NIV, New King James message,
whatever,
living. So in every version.
But we're in Genesis 3, by the way. Go ahead.
Okay. So let me tell you about Genesis 3, which blew me away.
Yeah.
The serpent was talking to Eve.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, when you're in chapter 2, God says, this is what happens. Don't do this. This is the tree. Don't do this.
Yes.
But look at verse 2 and 3.
Okay.
Of chapter 3.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let's go back to 1, and then I want to see if you heard this. Okay. The serpent was more clever. This is the Message version.
Yes.
Than any wild animal God had made. He spoke to the woman. Do I understand that God told you not to eat from any tree in the garden? 2 and 3 says, the woman said to the serpent, not at all. We can eat from the trees in the garden.
Yeah.
It's only about the tree in the middle of the garden that God said, don't eat from it.
Okay.
Don't eat from it.
Yeah.
That's what God said.
That's what God said.
Look what Eve says. Don't even touch it
Okay.
or you'll die.
Yeah.
God didn't tell her that back in 2 about
right.
touching it.
Okay.
He said, don't eat it.
Right.
Ambitious Eve, who got to talking with the clever serpent, just like us. You have to be careful with who you hang around and who you're talking to and what you're doing, because in Eve's mind, I guess, we were talking yesterday, and the reason it came up, because I said to Tony, I started reading in all the versions, because he went back to chapter 2, and he goes, well, God said don't eat. And so I said, well, then where did Eve, she added. Okay. That's called adding.
Okay.
What did Eve, did he say don't touch it? So we went back.
Okay.
That's not what he said.
All right.
But she said, she's talking to the serpent, and don't tell him where Adam is. He's somewhere. But she added, just like the humankind, we have a tendency, it depends on who we're talking to, that we exaggerate, we add, that was a lie.
Okay, that's a good point.
Well, okay, did God say that though? That's all I'm asking.
Not to her, but he also didn't tell her not to eat.
Well, yeah, he gave it to Adam. He gave the word to Adam, right?
And so we don't know if Adam, in his message to Eve, said, don't eat from that, don't even touch it.
Don't touch it.
So that she went on, because you can't eat from it unless you touch it.
Right.
So if you don't touch it, you can't eat from it.
Right.
So it could be that she's just, saying, we're not supposed to get anywhere near it. It could be. But I get your point. It also could be.
Could be.
And we do what you're saying.
We do that.
We take the scriptures and add to them in such a way that it changes.
Right. To help our point, or whoever we're talking to. Well, did God, he didn't say that. And we're wrong for doing that.
But isn't that what a sermon does? A sermon takes the scripture and explains it.
Explains it.
And so this could be, I'm willing to give Eve a pass on don't even touch it, because it doesn't change the meaning.
Okay.
Okay. But I get what you're saying, and it's a good warning for us. Not to embellish.
Right. That's the word I used last night.
Yeah.
I said she embellished
to the point that it changes the meaning.
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Yeah.
I get that. But something that you read here that I always get out of that beginning part is how Satan twisted it.
Exactly. We talked about that too.
Right. God said to Adam, over in 2:16, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you can't eat from it.
Right.
So God gave them every tree. What Satan did when we get to chapter 3, which is not a new day, but a concentration, on this particular day, right? When we get there, Satan twisted it to say, God didn't let you eat of all the trees, did he?
Right.
Where, wait, I've got all of this, right? Okay, except one, rather than to say, wait, God didn't give me everything. That was the initial problem, in that doubt. And wait a minute, God's holding something for me? And then that little opening allowed Satan to kind of bore in, right? Which he did. And he says to her, oh, you won't really die. So it wasn't, he didn't even concentrate on eating or touching. He went to what God said was going to happen.
That's what Tony said.
Yeah.
So, and it also, and the viewers last night, and I thought, wow, okay, that's a good point. The other thing was how we are just not content. You have this big old garden. It's you have everything except for that.
She could have 1 million trees. We don't know how many trees.
Well, so we're like, I just can't have that.
Why would God keep that?
We're not content. We're greedy.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
I was like, yeah. So now I'm disappointed because I can't.
Yes.
The serpent puts that in my head.
Click. Yeah.
You have everything.
You have everything. Everything. And then that one thing is what redirected Eve's attention.
That one thing.
And Satan then told her the truth, though. That was the trip thing about verse 5, 3:5. He says, for God knows that in the day you eat, your eyes will be open, and you'll be as gods, knowing good and evil. And that was the truth.
That was the truth that also piqued her.
Yes, that was the truth. But here's the thing. All she knew up to that point was good. Everything God said he made, it was good. It was good. It was good. It was very good. It was good. It was good. Now, you're going to know good and evil. She never needed to know evil.
She didn't.
But she was thinking, oh, well, whatever this evil is, maybe I should know that.
I have everything except for the one.
Everything.
I have everything.
Except evil. Except knowing evil. That's all I don't have. You know what I mean? What?
Yeah. It made us really think.
Yeah. So here's several points then.
Several points.
Number one, look at what you have from God.
Ooh, that part. Look at what you already have.
Look at what you already have.
Look at what you already have.
And as the New Testament would tell us, be content with such things as you have. Be content. You know. So she wasn't content. All right. The New Testament hadn't been written yet, but and then, of course, verse 6, she looked at it and she saw 3 things about it. It was good for food. I don't know how she knew that because she hadn't tasted it yet. But anyway, it was good for food. It was pleasant to look at. And it was desired to make her wise. That whole you'll know good from evil, she judged that as wisdom. And then she took the fruit, she ate it, and she gave it to her husband. I love this prepositional phrase, with her. Dude had been standing there the whole time, throughout the whole conversation.
That's what we talked about last night. The whole conversation. And I said, that's like you, Tony, me at Sears. Talking to the salesman, and he is giving me, oh, this Maytag is fabulous. And you're standing over there, you're listening, but you're not.
And not saying anything to
Not saying anything to me when you could say, we're not getting that $5,000 Maytag.
Walk away from that snake.
Walk away from, and I'm like, ooh, it's pretty.
It's pretty.
Ooh, it's going to wash a big old load.
It's got everything.
It's got all the bells and whistles. He was there.
Yeah.
I said, Tony, you were there. He was like, well, ain't no well.
So you got the $5,000 machine?
I got that $5,000 machine.
Hello.
Because he ate.
And it washes the clothes just
it
like
washes the clothes like
a $2,000
like
machine.
a $2,000 machine. Yeah.
Yeah, with her.
With
and
her.
They ate. So,
and they ate.
Fessing up, you had to know that
Right.
to know the whole fessing up thing comes next.
Fessing up. Adam needs to fess up. He's the man.
Yes.
The word was given to him.
Yes.
You could have said, Eve, get on from that.
Right. And husbands, you can stop snakes from easing in your house.
Amen. Say,
With
if you
wives,
was tending your garden.
Oops. With wives, with children, with the salesman, with the repairman, whoever. Right?
Yeah.
That's your job.
That's your job.
Your job.
Yeah.
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 And now women, because we know this, we can stop talking to snakes. Single women, you need to stop talking to snakes. Try that.
Try that.
Yeah, try that. Anyway.
We're going to get to that another one. Just fess up.
Yeah. Now, fessing up, I've made this mistake. So now how do Adam and Eve handle it? All right. So God comes along and he's looking for them. And they have hidden. Okay. Point.
And they didn't hidden, but before they was hiding, they didn't
Yeah. They clothed themselves.
They didn't put some figs on.
Yeah. They covered themselves.
But how do you know that you are?
See, already, this is how we catch our little ones, right? The little ones who have taken the cookies they're not supposed to have. They have the crumbs all over their mouths. And we ask them, did you eat those cookies? No, mommy.
Or let me say this. This was my analogy last night. Okay. And for the new moms, y'all know Tony and I, we fell out laughing because it's true. I said, just like Sage, I'm going to use my son as the example. You know when you're trying to potty train your babies, how they know to go stand over in the corner?
Oh, see? Yeah.
What you doing? What you doing?
Right. And kid,
we didn't teach them that.
No, you never have to teach a child to sin.
That part.
Ever. You don't have to teach them to lie. Nothing. You might not have even said, don't eat the cookies.
Right.
But when you ask about it suddenly, there's just something inside of them that feel they have to hide it. What Did you eat the cookies? Well, yeah. You know, it wouldn't. But they thought that because we are born in sin, the word says, and shaped in iniquity. We have a sin nature already in us.
Already.
And all those little cute babies and all that, they were
all those little cute babies. They were born
sinners.
That's right.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy. So, Adam and Eve needed to fess up. So here's the first two things that we do. We hide and we pass the buck.
We hide and we pass the buck.
We hide.
We shift the blame.
So God went to Adam first because he was responsible. You know, you hid. God said, where are you? Adam, and we talk too much. Instead of Adam saying, we're right here, we said, I hid because I was naked. Now, God had him.
Right there.
Who told you?
Who told you?
Who told you?
Who
told you that you were naked? And then, again, shift. I'm still not going to answer. I'm going to shift. The woman you gave me, God, this whole situation right here is your fault.
Blame.
Ooh. Blame God.
Blame God.
Yeah. What? None of you
do that.
Would ever blame God. None of you have ever heard yourself say, well, I was just made this way.
Don't get me started on that.
I'm just built.
You're not. No. No.
I'm just built this way.
No.
Ooh. Shaped in iniquity.
In
a way, yeah, you were born that way. You were born in sin.
You're born in sin.
Right, but you're not supposed to stay there. Huh?
No, you're not supposed to stay there. No.
So we hide and then pass the buck. Adam passed the buck to Eve and God. He said, the woman you gave me. So God, this is really your fault and her fault. God left that alone for a moment. Turned to Eve. What have you done?
What have you done?
Instead of just saying, well, I ate from the tree you told me not to eat from. No. The serpent tricked me, and I ate. He left that alone for a moment. Then he went to the serpent. And my favorite line right here, I am going to do it.
Okay.
The serpent didn't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh, wow. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Look.
Thank you very much. But,
Okay.
you know, so God punishes the serpent. He punishes Eve. That's why we're in labor, hard labor. It says multiply your labor. So it wasn't that we weren't going to have labor, because you can't multiply 0 and get anything. But labor and childbirth. And then, man, that's why you got to work every day and
For the rest of your life.
do what you do.
Till you go back to dirt.
Okay, so, fess up.
Fess up.
When we're caught in a disappointment or in a sin or whatever, here's the first couple of things we do. We hide, we pass the buck, right? We don't want to be caught, right? And both of those things we should not be doing.
We shouldn't.
Right. Just fess up.
Fess up.
Right. So as we continue with this next time, we'll talk about a couple more of the Bible characters that show us a mirror of what we do and why we do it. And we are going to be better.
Better.
Because our lives matter for the kingdom.
For the kingdom.
I'm Dr. Sharon Norris Elliott.
And I'm Lady Laura Simon.
And please be with us again next time.